The Great Grandad Woo Ding. The Great Grandad Woo Ding's gonna do a thing.
Welcome back to the channel and the same shirt. Even though it's been 3 months possibly since you last saw it. We filmed them on the same night. I've given it away now. We're back on this Egyptian theme again because Mark also, as well as those other Egyptian cards we told you about, he had these on display, didn't you, when you had your dodgy fairy? Yeah, your dodgy. No, that was another.
That was a different.
Yeah. I forgot, that was the party. When you had your dodgy pharaoh costume on. So these were like, they're not playing cards, but you got them because they just seemed a nice little set of cards. They're called Egyptian Gods Oracle cards. So this is a set of cards. It's a set of 32 cards. They're numbered from 1 to 32, and they're all different ancient Egyptian gods. Lovely pictures, a great sort of proppy type thing. When I saw them, I thought, ooh, it'd be nice to do an Egyptian themed trick with these as well.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, I thought we'd go with Leonard Green again, adapting one of his storylines, but to an Egyptian theme, you know. So what you could do first, well, you could shuffle those first of all. So there's 32 different Egyptian gods in there, and they're all numbered from 1 to 32. So you've got to agree, random shuffle.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you're going to do now is separate them into 2 piles. Best way of doing that is just deal left and right into 2 piles. There's no way I could know where any particular numbered or named god is in there. There's different information on there, like the god and what it stands for, but we can just go by the numbers, just, you know, to save confusion. All right. So there's 2 piles there, and I thought the storyline we could go with here is the fact that when ancient Egyptian leaders were buried, they would obviously there was a danger that these tombs would get raided because they buried them with treasure. You know, hence why you get archaeologists. Anyway, I'll tell you about the fancy dress costume. Another joke I used on that night, by the way. The night that I didn't do this trick that night because I didn't have enough time. But I was dressed all in his dodgy pharaoh outfit, and one of the gags I used was I'm actually thinking of being buried in this costume, along with a confetti cannon, to give a future archaeologist an awesome day at work. Anyway. So they're split into 2 piles of random Egyptian gods, yeah? So the gods were very scared back in ancient Egyptian times of one god sort of getting above his station, shall we say, and overpowering the other gods, wanting to rule, you know, like the typical storyline of many films, you know, where some mad person wants to rule the world and overtake everything, you know. So what they would do is a bit like current day army training day exercises. So they would pretend that one of the gods has become a sort of a renegade god, and they would nominate one as like an investigator god, one as a renegade god, and then they'd do a little exercise within the pyramid to see if they could track down the renegade god. So they could, if this did ever happen, they'd have had a little training session, you know, to track down the rogue renegade god. Okay. So once again, we've got 2 piles. I'll shuffle this pile, you shuffle that pile. Do you want to keep that pile or do you want to swap it with this pile?
I'd like to keep this pile.
You like to keep that pile. So from your pile, you are going to choose the god to be the investigating god.
I get to look.
You get to look and pick one of your own if you want, rather than just random. It's up to you. One you think might make a good investigator.
I'll pick one I can pronounce.
Don't know, it's up to you. They're all hard. Unless you pick Ra. Oh, that's another one, isn't it? I've given the joke away now. How does an ancient Egyptian god teach a young child to do a wild animal noise? Ra. What do you call an ancient Egyptian god who changes careers? Anubis-ness. So he's your investigator god.
Yeah.
We've now got to pick one from this pile to be the renegade. So what we do is I'll just spread them out like that. You can just place that face up, so it doesn't matter if I see this god now.
Okay.
Place him face up anywhere, and whichever one you put him facing against, that will be nominated.
Face to face with
any of those, yeah. face to face. Let's just leave him sticking out a bit so we can see. Is that all right?
Mhm.
I'm not doing anything dodgy. Yeah, what?
No.
Just check me. So it's this one that you've nominated, yeah?
Yes.
The face to face one. I will show it to you, and you remember this name then. Tell me whether it's the right way up or I need to turn
You
it
need
the
to
other.
turn it the other way.
Okay. Do you need to write it down, or can you commit it to memory? If not, just remember the number.
I've got it, yeah.
But can you remember more? If you can remember more
show the
information.
camera.
That's
We'll
a good
superimpose it somewhere.
idea. Okay. So I've not looked at that. Okay, I don't know what it is. It's just in the random place where you've agreed.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to let this random. He's been nominated as the rogue random.
Yeah, he's the baddie.
He's going to escape into the pyramid. Okay. So he's going to go into the pyramid to be lost in the pyramid. Okay. The investigator god is going to go now to see if he can track him down within the pyramid. Do you want him to go? What's he called? Your investigator god, number 20. Very good. I see what you've done here. He's the god. Huh? Or is it huh? There's more question. There's no question mark. This god, ancient Egyptian god, is called huh? H-U-H. Huh? Huh? Oh. I don't know how you pronounce it, but he's the god of exploration. I see what you've done there.
Yeah.
Would you like to explore in through the roof of the pyramid or in through the base of the pyramid?
Through the roof.
Through the roof. There he is, going through the roof. Cut the cards to lose him in somewhere inside. Straight cut. Okay. Do you want to do another cut? Are you happy with that?
No, happy.
All right. Now, inside pyramids, I don't know if you know this, to throw robbers and intruders off the track, in every sort of chamber within a pyramid, there'll always be two corridors, two tunnels, two alleyways, whatever you like to call them, going off of every single chamber, so that if people were to invade, they're going to get very confused, almost like a maze inside, really. Two tunnels or passages. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Good job, you're here. Two ancient Egyptian passages. Anyway, so I want you to deal those into two piles. They're the left and the right passageway, okay? Going off of the chamber. And we'll see where your explorer god, whether he ends up in the left-hand passage or the right-hand passage, going off of the first chamber.
Yes.
Ah, there he is, okay. So, the ancient god of exploration has ruled out, from our perspective, the left-hand tunnel, and he's followed, we presume, the rogue god that we don't know, I don't know, you know, down this right-hand tunnel. So same again, would you like to cut the cards and complete the cut, and do two more passageways or corridors off of this next chamber and see whether the god of exploration goes down the left-hand passage or the right-hand. Oh, it's gone down the left.
I think he's in the left one.
I think he is. So we'll lose the right one. Cut them again.
It's hard to cut.
We're narrowing. He's tracking this rogue god down now. Our deal again into two corridors off of the next chamber, left and right corridors. He's gone for the left-hand corridor again. Would you like to cut those cards again? Wow, not much left here. I think this could be the final two corridors. I don't know. Deal, two corridors.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness me, we're down to the left. He went a bit left there towards the end. So your god that you chose from a randomly shuffled half, god of exploration, has tracked down a single god along these tunnels. Can you remember the identity of this rogue renegade god?
I can remember the number.
What number was it?
Number 16.
16.
Bastet.
16 Bastet. Shall we have a look? 16 Bastet. You're kidding. That's what I've got. 16 Bastet, the god of passion, tracked down the rogue renegade Egyptian god. I have been the Great Grandad Woo.
The Great Grandad Woo Ding, the Great Grandad Woo Ding just did a thing.
Yeah, it's nice that they're not playing cards.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say actually. The nice thing about this trick is also adapted from a Leonard Green routine, which is in the notes. Did we show the notes? They're lecture notes. These are Leonard Green's lecture notes, called Leonard Green. The Green Northern. These are fantastic. Oh, you've got a pristine copy.
Oh, yeah.
I think, you won't believe this, I think I've got mine with me.
You carry it everywhere. I have seen it actually. Yeah.
Would you believe it? I brought mine with me as well. Look at that.
Whee.
Mine, look at that. Well used, pre-loved. Look at that. I bought him a copy because these were so good. I said, these are fantastic.
Yeah.
Leonard Green lecture notes.
You could just perform these for the rest of your life and you'd be fine.
I can't rate that man enough. He's fantastic. The trick in here that this is adapted from is called the terror. Is it called the terrorist? Oh no, the hound.
The sniff dog.
Sniffer dog or something like
Yeah.
that. Is it a hound?
Hound.
Look at this. We should look this up. I'll look in mine. You look in yours.
First one to find it wins. The bloodhound.
The bloodhound. Thank you. The bloodhound. You do it with normal cards, but it needs 32 cards. I always think that's a bit suspicious. You know what I mean? It works on like a prime number principle. When you start using, say, 32 cards out of a pack, you've got to have some excuse why you do that. This, you find a little pack like this of something totally non-related to playing cards, and you can say it's a pack of 32 cards. Nobody questions it. Do you know what? It isn't. It's a pack of 36 cards. The Egyptians. But you didn't know that. I bet you've forgotten that, haven't you?
I knew it was. I knew they were bigger than playing cards, and I knew that there were less of them.
So, but who knows? Nobody knows that, do they? So I took 4 out, 30, from 33 to 36, left it as a pack of, and that makes sense. Nobody queries it. I've got a pack of 32, Egyptian thing.
Yeah.
You could talk about sniffer hound. You could actually use dog now playing cards.
Dog
couldn't you?
cards.
Dog cards, or sort of any kind of trading card type things.
Yeah.
And nobody's going to query that it's 32. You can use different amounts. You can use 16, 32, I think 48. But then there's different amounts of piles you have to do out. 32 is good because it ends up just being 2 piles all the time.
Yeah.
If you end up using different amounts of cards, you end up doing 3 piles first, then 2. Then it starts to get a bit, is that a bit mathematical?
Yeah.
Obviously it is mathematical, but it's quite nice because it feels quite fair, doesn't it? With all the shuffling at the start and choosing and putting where do you want to. You're giving a lot of choices all the time of where to go.
Yeah.
And it does end up in different piles. It's not as if it's the same every time. So that's quite nice. And in different areas, and you can cut them. So
the cutting's good.
It's good, isn't it? So so an adaptation of that.
The bloodhound.
The bloodhound, yeah. But with the Egyptian cards or any other that you can find, you can adapt it, can't you, to anything? So that's that.
It's nice that they're not playing cards.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to. Oh, we'll do this
Do it right now, yeah.
Okay. All right. So.
Well, let me say that again, but you don't do a surprise thing. No.
That's going to be in the out. I love it when we know what's going to be in the outtakes, don't you? Where would we be? Where would we be without a laugh? Here.
Don't get a stitch.